Today's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are out and about. This is my sister Susanna, and we're on her golf cart, and we're just taking a little cruise through our little hamlet of Carrollton, and we're going to show y'all some of the pretty landscapes that we have around here. Spring is the perfect time to show our little town off because lots of things are blooming and oh so pretty. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and give y'all a feel of our little picturesque town. First up, I love these little trees on either side of this parking pad. These trees are called Grancy Graybeards. The real name, or the scientific name, is something like Cyanthus virginicus, something like that. But it's a Grancy Graybeard, also known as a fringe tree. And in the springtime, it's beautiful with all of these little fringe-like flowers. So pretty. I always look forward to seeing this bloom every year. I like the trunk of it too. See how it has multi-trunks? So in the wintertime, when it doesn't have any leaves on it, it still has good character. And the people who live here are friends of mine. They're the Gillespies. In fact, Miss Gillespie was my first grade teacher, and Mr. Gillespie is a colleague of mine. So one of these days, they're gonna let us tour their house. So if y'all aren't familiar with the Grancy Graybeards, now you know. Oh, another fun fact, these little trees are native to our area. So I'm gonna have to find one of these and plant it in my yard. Grancy Graybeard. We're in the same yard, and this is what's left of the blooms on her flowering quints. It was so beautiful earlier this spring. So many pretty, nothing else was blooming but these red blossoms. It was really pretty. I like this little lot next to the Gillespie's house. There's steps here because right there was a big, nice two-story house, and years ago it burned down, and the Gillespies bought this lot and cleaned it all up and have made a nice little relaxing side yard for themselves. And they have a pretty hammock and a nice little sitting spot, and they've cleaned it up, and you can see the magnolias on the side of their house. There's a big Laura Pedlum that's really pretty. And look to the back, lots of character. We have lots of character in Carrollton, but there's a cute little shed with the King Edward cigar advertisement sign. And then there's a nice old car parked under there. I love it. To tomorrow is Palm Sunday. And the Gillespies have remembered it with the purple scarf on the cross. Right across the street is a lovely home called the Old Carrollton Hotel, built 1895. Now, of course, it's been added onto over the years, but it's a beautiful home, and they have beautiful landscape. For Carrollton to be so small, we sure do have a lot of traffic. They have beautiful knockout roses that are blooming pretty, and this is one of the prettiest azaleas I've ever seen.
That's my favorite color, azalea.
That pink?
Cotton candy pink.
Yeah, mine too. And the ruffly petals, this is like the one that Ava has in her yard with the double ruffly petals. Oh, and the bumblebee. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. It reminds me of a 1950s ball gown. So pretty. And the humming of the bees in there, it's just, you could take a good nap listening to that. And the birds. Being in the South, we have southern magnolias on every corner, and they grow so tall and beautiful and green and glossy. They make a beautiful backdrop. Is that the beginnings of a bloom, perhaps? So pretty and healthy, with no effort. They like our climate. Wow. Pretty azalea in full bloom, and there's one in the backyard too. It's pretty. Oh, I love it. I do too. We're looking at this old fence.
And we have an old gate. Don't know anything in our driveway.
And they have a white azalea right there. Look at how roughly it is. Isn't that pretty? My friends, the Peels, live here, and look at this tree. I've always looked at this and thought, oh, it's so pretty. It doesn't look like the kind of tree that would grow here. And I love this old gate that they have. And look, they have a barbed wire cross. You see that? And this tree does not look like it would grow here, but it's beautiful and I love it. Look at these little cone things growing on it. And the wood, it's kind of limbed up. So pretty. especially with the azaleas in the background. Carrollton Methodist Church. In Carrollton, we have 4 old churches right around the square. This one, which is the Carrollton Methodist Church, the Presbyterian Church, the Episcopal Church, and then the Baptist Church. And these are forsythia that were in pretty yellow bloom several weeks ago. But the foliage is just as pretty. The green foliage is just as pretty. And these are hardy. And they're lined in front of this sidewalk, in front of their church. This brick building is called the Merrill Museum, and it houses all kinds of artifacts about our little town and county. Very interesting. And look at that old tree. It's been there a good while, I'd say. It's just very picturesque.